allowing me to come into your presence to grace it. That's how important you should feel about yourself. That someone had came to talk to me, to further me, or to give me a positive spin on something, or maybe even going to speak somewhere where you've been having these pictures in your mind, these we call dreams, and maybe you're going to hear something. But trust me, for my sons and this program to have the vision to bring people in is only to empower you, because we have been you all's age before. I know it don't look like it. You would have never thought that I was in my teens and 20s and all that. So what do I know, you say? Well, I used to be that young. I'm 64 right now. I explained to some of the young men, I asked them their age. I said, now, if I asked them their names, I told them if I look at them real hard, no offense, I'm trying to remember their name, because now I'm 64 and the bus gets to moving in my head. Sometimes it get off park, sometimes it, so I might not remember names. So please don't you all hold that against me. But when my son texted me and asked me would I come, I said I would be honored. Because one thing I love doing is pouring out and empowering the young people. Really, I'm a family person, but I take a young person's mind where maybe their heart will change, where something different would happen. As Anthony, and thank you for introducing me, and you told my church name up. But anyway, it's New Creation, Binding and Loosing International. I am a pastor of that particular church, and I pastor young people like you all, and I have adults in there as well. I need to start somewhere. How about, my son gave me a great routine. How about we start with you all giving me your names again? Just give me your names again. Ain't no saying I'm going to remember it, but I just want to give you a name. Let's start from this direction and go down. Julius Jackson. Julius. Keziah. Bree. We'll know Bree. Anthony. No, right here. Jeffrey. Josh. I thought you was John, but it's Josh. Daniel. Mike. Mark. Owen. No, right here, baby. Ray. Who else again? Chris and Kristen. Did y'all just say that? Well, look at that. Cool. All right, let me at it. Andre. Did I hear it? That's another thing, too, guys. The hearing went from 65 to 61. I'll be 65 this year. So a lot of stuff started going on, and, it waits at the door, it waits till you turn that age, and then it comes back on you. So don't think y'all might not be here today. Amen. So what I want to do, I want to start by, can I just be real and just go right in and open up the door to where I feel like my assignment that I've been laid here to do? Yes. And it's to talk to you all about this thing that we call decision making. Because all of our decision making has led us to this point. Amen? I'm one who made some very, very poor decisions before I got to the place that I am today. I was very disobedient to my parents. And I wanted to do it my way. I'm not the only one in here. How many of y'all want to do it y'all way? You can be honest, amen. We want to do it our way. And sometimes our way is not the way. It's this great book that I read, and in that book it said, there's a way that seems right to a man, but the end thereof is destruction. In other words, you're going to run into some stuff that you really, really don't want to run into. You're going to run into some people that you really, really don't want to run into. Life is going to meet you on this particular road that you chose, that you necessarily don't have to be a part of. This is not just me talking to the black young men and women that's in here. This is me talking to the whole world. Because life don't just affect one color. It affects all colors. Can I get agreement? Are you ones that kids do exactly what your mom and dad Isn't our skin different? No, that's what I'm saying. We all make decisions that would cost us because they're costly. They have consequences that's attached to it. I made a decision that I remember the year that I didn't want to go to high school no more. Brain in school, smart as a whip. But because I made a decision not to go to my classes, I hung in the lunchroom most of the time. And I guess I wasn't thinking that it was going to affect my grades. And it did. I'm a senior. They messed around and put me in a junior division. How dare they? I'm a senior. So I'm sitting up here with all these juniors. And something came over me. I started feeling like I was bigger than this here. I don't have to sit here. Understand, I was only lacking a certain amount of credits. It's not like that I couldn't, in the midterm, to get back into my senior division, but my pride jumped in, and I felt like I was too bigger to be sitting in here with all these juniors and I'm a senior. And I remember one day, I walked out of school, and I went and found me a job. I thought I had it going on at a factory. But you couldn't tell me that I didn't have it going on. I'm getting a check every week. $100-some. You know, but I didn't. Because of my choices that I made. A senior in high school. So I was supposed to graduate in '73 with my class. If I had stayed in, I would have walked out with them. But I didn't. And I'm going to tell you, that thing followed me until I wound up getting a GED. I think it was after I got out of prison. Oh, I didn't tell you about the prison road that came up because of my decision. So I had to get a GED all because I made a decision not to finish my high school education. And it haunted me for years. Every time I seen a graduation, I cried or I got away from it because I felt a certain sort of way because I didn't complete it. It's something in you that's built in you that's built for completion. And one of them is going down that road. So you might get stopped in the middle somewhere by somebody, but you got to learn to be progressive, get your hand up and say, no, I got to go this way. I got to stay on the course. Because if I get off the course, they don't tell them which way this course is going to take me. Well, it took me to a road of experimentation. I'm hanging out with a whole different group. People that's out there too, they ain't in school either. Smoking weed, dropping pills, drinking, getting whatever we call getting it on. I told y'all I was one of some of y'all's age. I'm doing all that, trying to cover up the fact that I felt stupid. Trying to be cool and be hip like the people that I chose to hang with. And we all really were slow with. We wasn't the hip ones. You know who the hip ones was? The ones that stayed in school, the ones who pressed their way, the ones who graduated. Now they was the hip ones, and we thought we was cool. We thought we had it going on. And the only thing that was happening in my life was going down in a spiral. Wound up having children. Had children at a very young age. Had my oldest daughter at the age of 16. I'm a child myself. What do I know about this child? Poor decision making. Then had the next one at 18, still young. Poor decision making. And then I had my other kid. I finally get married young. I married Dwayne, my son Dwayne. Some of y'all know him. I married his father. And we young. We had kids. But we still not thinking it clearly and thinking it through. I'm just showing you how a decision that was made sent me on a road that I believe I could have avoided. Now, I wouldn't take it back right now because I have 4 beautiful children from off of that road. And that's because I believe in somebody higher than myself, and I believe he the one that worked that thing out for the goodness of myself. I believe that. But there are many that was left out there. The road didn't get to the place where mine is at. There are many that I was on the road with that they're not living today. Was they bad people? No. We just made slow, stupid decisions. We were what we call very foolish. And a lot of them died in their nonsense. Beautiful people. People that'll give you the shirt off their back. But because they made a bad decision, that led them out there, Not want to do what our parents tell us to do because we grown, we think. We don't believe that they got wisdom. We'll say out of our mouth, they don't know. You don't understand. Oh, we tell our parents that quick. You don't understand. I'm the only one who told mama that. Well, I didn't tell her that. I said up under my breath. I didn't let her hear me because I wouldn't have got out the door. But have you ever said to your mama, you don't understand? I mean, I thought y'all would be real with me. Yeah. We don't believe they understand, but they do. They want the best for you. They don't want you to make some of the mistakes that they made. They don't want you to travel down some of the roads, even if they didn't travel down it, they saw somebody travel down it. So they in your face because they parents, you know, they're not our friends, they're parents, you know. Because if they was our friends, well, we see what happened with that. If your parent's your friend, you disrespect it because you disrespect your friend. You got kids today disrespect their parents. You got kids today that put their hands on their parents. That was a no-no nowadays. What happened? But that's where sometimes your mind will go. So I believe the program that is going on from with my sons here and with this school is to actually renew your minds. In this great book I love to read, it says you have to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Why? Because your old mindset will keep you in an old place. But when your mind is renewed, when it's changed, it'll make you want to run to progress. You'll be running and asking them, what else can I do in order to be better? What else can I do in order to be great? I remember I got into a situation, Demetrius and Dwayne had got me to go and do a drug rehab place down there in Miami. And I was a little nervous. And I remember I texted him and I said, well, son, I'm finna step in this new place today and I'm finna talk to these people about a road that I've been on. And you know what he said to me? He said, Mom, go be great. Them words, they influenced me. They grabbed me. They made me want to go be great. Them words made me think that it was something in me that was valuable, that was worth me being able to share with somebody. And that's what I wanted them to do, to be great. That's not our mindset when we wake up in the mornings. You need to wake up in the morning and look at yourself in the mirror and say, hey, Michael, Lewis, Ray, Josh, we're going to be great today. I'm going to be great today. If you feed your mind with it, eventually your mind will come in and it'll talk to you about what you just gave it. But if you feed it with foolishness, foolishness is what will guide you and will lead you in a direction you don't want to go. My road didn't just lead me to just heroin, to just weed and alcohol and pills. My road led me to now I'm smoking what they call crack cocaine. And then it led me to the place where I started shooting dope. I was an intravenous user. And then it led me down further, and next thing you know, I'm out there and I'm living homeless. Did I have a family that loved me? They loved me with everything they had. But I wouldn't come in. Why I wouldn't come in? Because I felt shame. Shame kept me out there, and that's what shame will do to you. Guilt would beat you down and keep you away from the people that love you, from the people that want to see you get up. This school, this program want to see you get up. They want to see you go as far as you can go. They want to see you go past the distance. It's a dream embedded in you. Every last one of us got one. And we'll mess around and we'll shelve it. Our decision maker will make us shelve it. And then we'll start listening to somebody whose dream ain't your dream, because it's somebody that's a follower that want to be a leader real bad, and he can't be a leader unless you follow him. But all of you all was born to be a leader. All of you all was born with a distinct picture, a plan in your heart. And that's what you're supposed to go for. This school right here, to me, it gives you the opportunity to, guess what? Do it again. I got another chance. Don't take the another chance lightly. Don't do that. I did. Went in. I'm going to do it this time. Somebody got back in my ear again. I'm back out there again. selling drugs, chasing drugs, just living a life that was totally ridiculous. And guess what waits for those drug dealers? Guess what waits for us people that use it? Prison, or a hospital, or the grave. It waits for us. I don't care how many times, well, I got caught that time, I'm gonna do it different next time. Don't keep psyching your own self out. Because that's the door for us, the prison door. And when you do get up in there, I praise God for it today. No, I don't like going back and forth to jail, but I thank him for it because I found me in there. It's a shame it took me to be in my 40s to finally find me. If I had got it when I was you all's age, the dreams that I had, for me, that was in my heart, I would be way, this thing here, the level that I'm on now, it's a blessing from God, taking my son to the NBA. But it took him to pull me and sit me down. And they'll tell me, they know, they saw me. They saw me when I was drunk. They saw me when I was on drugs. But they never judged me. They never condemned me. As a matter of fact, they see me, I don't know if y'all didn't know no better, but they'll hug me and just love me. And I felt real ashamed. But they loved on me. Love kept me out there. Somebody loves on you all. I believe this school and this program loves you all and wants you all to make it. My thing was, when I came today, let me say something that'll lift them up and encourage them. Life beats up on them already, but don't let me be a beater. Let me be somebody that's going to pull them up with truth. Because they'll tell you in my church, I don't play, I don't compromise, I tell it in the raw. Because I know how the streets is. The streets didn't play with me. It dealt with me in the raw. So I bring it in the raw real. I tell them, you don't want to go behind the wall. I tell them I was a dreamer. I tell them I was one of the smartest kids in school. But I tell them I made decisions that took me somewhere that I was like, how did I get here? How did I become this person? Why did he want to look in the mirror at myself? Why am I in and out of jail? Laying on steel. Ain't no beds. Take all your privacy. You ain't gonna be in the room by yourself. Don't think that. You gotta share the room now with somebody else, totally disrespectful. You gotta go to the restroom. You can't say, okay, man, I need you to leave out while I use the restroom. They gonna need you better sit on down. If they let you sit down. It's a mean, evil place. It's a whole different community, separate from out here. When you get behind that. They got their own world set up, their own rules. And you don't want to go there. I'm looking at all of you all's faces now. You all don't want to go there. You don't want to be there. You want to be who God said you're supposed to be. You want to be who your mama know you are, or your parent, or your guardian, whoever it is. That's what you want to be. And if I just, for a minute, talk to you as black men and black women, and don't worry, I got y'all too. I'm mixed. I don't know what to tell you. Going to do my generation now. I'm telling you, I'm kin to everybody up here. We all kin. But let me tell you something, my young black men and my young black women. We got to stop not thinking it through. You got to stop letting people think for you. You got to learn how to bag back and quiet yourself down before you make a decision that will cost you. You're great, and you got to believe you're great. Most blacks feel like they're just supposed to be, I'm supposed to be a drug dealer. Some of them feel like I'm supposed to be a basketball player. Some of them feel like I'm supposed to be a rapper. How can I tell you're bigger than whatever all that is? Some of you zoologists, some of you astronauts, some of you engineers, some of you building houses, you're construction. You guys are brilliant. But you got to make that step into that direction of where you're supposed to go. You were born black. Don't be ashamed of it. Love it. I was, and I love the color of my skin. In this great book I had to read again, this book told me that I was fearfully and wonderfully made. Me. the dropout, the one who chased drugs, the one that was in and out of prison. I was fearfully and wonderfully made. Wow. And it took my self-esteem up. Because most of the time when I see people that's following other people, I can tell how your self-esteem is. I can see it. I can see if you're on the rise, or if I can see you're going to wind up being what that person say you're supposed to be, and that person didn't birth you into the world. You got a mind of your own. You great. What's your name? Raven? Yeah, there's something on you. You were great. All y'all know something on you. And that's why you got to be even more focused. Something coming to take what I see from you. And don't give it up. Don't give it up. Start thinking for you. Start hearing, letting you hear your voice more than you hear other people's voices. Start being a listener. Because a lot of people listen and they don't hear. Listen to hear. Some of you all too, as young black people, or as young people that I see in here, you got to be able to take correction. That's the hardest thing for us to do. For you to come and tell me what to do. Well, that's what builds you up. That's what strengthens you. That's what makes you quiet as a cat into these big men. You need it. You need somebody sometimes to get up in your face and tell you you're wrong. To tell you you're wrong. You need that. That's a sign of maturity. They can stand right there. We can be eye to eye. You're wrong. But the thing to be is not to say, where am I wrong at? Can we have a conversation? Something have robbed this generation of really talking, and it's these things. You all do not know how to even express emotions. Because these things now talk for you. You'll make big letters and all that type of stuff. In our days, we talk to each other. I need to talk to you. You hurt my feelings. Or you did something that... But no, y'all don't do it this day. Meet me somewhere. Y'all ready to kill. Can you sit up, young man? Thank you. You thirsty? I want you to get it. I really do. I want you to get it. I want you to get it. There's something over. I want you to get it. Okay? So you got to take correction. You got to be able to be disciplined. See, that's a true man who can be disciplined. Who don't have to always buck up and always want to fight because somebody done told them the truth. Too many of y'all dying, man, and it's hurting my heart. It's not only just black on black crime. It's Hispanic on Hispanic crime. It's white on white crime. It's not just black on black. We're taking each other down and taking each other out. And we ask ourselves, for what? This my block? You don't own it? Show me where you own the block. That's all I want to know. Show me your name on that block. And tell me why you can't get out the neighborhood if you own the block. I want you to want more for yourself. Women, you just don't understand the fight that went forward for you to even be as aggressive as you are today. Women couldn't even vote. You had to have people that were before you. I'm not just talking about black, I'm talking about women, period. We couldn't vote. There was someone that refused to let it happen, and they had that thing in them to fight for what? For us today. But we can go and vote. We had no right. We was just supposed to have these little babies, you know. But God gave us some leaders, some women. And that's who I'm talking to now, leaders. Women, you. What's your name? Bree? Bree, I see you, girl. I can see you speaking out loud about the causes and effective things you've seen already. And guess what? I see people listening to you. You got a take charge mentality. But it all depends on what you take charge in. Love yourselves, women. Don't just give yourself away. Love yourselves. Respect yourselves. And these guys in here will respect you. Same thing with you, man. You got to respect yourself, and you got to love yourself, and then you know how to share respect and love with somebody else. Don't let nobody belittle you, man or woman. I'm only going to treat you as you want to be treated. You might call me all type of names. I'm not going to call you names. Eventually, you're going to get it. You're going to be able to seek what respect is. And I hear that's what men and women respect. Is that true? Is that true? Yeah. Just want some respect. Well, in order to get it, in order to get that respect, what you got to do? Get it. Show it. Can I ask you a personal question? Why are you here? What's your name? Stand and tell us your name. What's your name?
My name is Todd.
Say it again?
Todd.
Todd. Why are you here, Todd?
I got kicked out of high school.
What grade you in now? Look at you. Look at you. Another door of opportunity opened up for you. Do you see it as that? A door of opportunity? Then that's what you do. You keep going through it. You don't let nobody take you back. Because back there, ain't nothing but foolishness. You made it to your 3rd year. You go out there right now, and there's some out there sitting back, kicking on the corner, gonna make it seem like being kicked out of school and not being in school is cooler than this here. You cool, you here, because you here. Come on, let's give Todd a hand. I looked up the word. I looked up this word, eternity. Because I'm a word person. And it says another possibility, another chance. And that's powerful to me. Because another be there, but the key is, do we embrace it? Am I speaking true? You got to embrace another opportunity, another chance, right? What grade you in? You in 8th? Stand up, man. So what's your dream? What you gonna do? Stand up, man. I didn't tell you sit down. Why you ain't got no dream, man?
Good. I just me.
Who are you?
Somebody.
Who is it?
Me, Anthony Bible.
That's your name.
Right, that's my name.
You see, look at you. You get all hostile with me. And you don't have to. You are somebody. You are great. But you got to believe that. And you do have a dream. You got to find it. Other than that, what are you going to get? What do you have? Why you don't want to dream? You don't want to live? Is that what you're saying?
I ain't said I don't want to live.
But what you want to do with your life? What you going to do with your life? We still to be there, Anthony. You going to see where your life take you? Don't you know you got some responsibilities with it? Yeah. Don't you know you got to walk with your life? Yeah. I just told you what I did. And I don't want to see you there. I don't want to see you in prison. I don't want to see you on drugs. I don't want to see you homeless. It's more to you than that. You're a great man. You're a big man, and plus you're black. I believe you're going to find it. I do. How many of y'all believe in Anthony? Let's give him. And so that's what we do. We get lost in ourselves. We get lost in ourselves. Now, he don't need to feel that way because he's in 8th grade. He like that. 5th grade, 6th. But guess what he has? He here. Right? He's still here. If he didn't care about his life, he wouldn't be here. He wouldn't care what the government say, what the police say. He wouldn't care about none of that. But he's here. And what we do is bless God and thank that he gets something while he's here. I got a heart for him because he thought like me. What's your name? Down there. What's your church? You don't have one either? You don't know yet? How old are you?
18.
You 18? You don't know your dream. You don't know what you want to be in life. No? When you be 19? In October? You really need to have it. You don't have any children? Not yet? Plan on having one? No? You're not even going to get married? No? You don't have no girlfriend? Oh, you're too handsome. It's okay if I pray for you? Thank you. Get down there. And it's okay. It's okay because that's why Donnie, I call her Donnie. That's why Donnie and Demetrius and the mentor program put this together, have this school here for you, to find you, to find yourself, to become your individual. That's why. Man. Okay, this is the question, sir.
Okay, yeah. We got about 8 questions, I think. If you guys got questions, just do raise your hand first and she'll call you.
We're going to start with, and say your name again. I told you about my bus. Bree. I don't know why I can't remember Bree. What's your question for me, Bree?
I got this paper with questions on it. That's not what I want to ask
Yes, ma'am.
anymore.
So we'll just turn around.
I've been listening to you and I've been thinking like, because I'm 17, I'll be 18 in July. What would I do, or like, what did you do, like, when you had that same thing, like, when you kind of lost and you don't know what to do, but you at a milestone? What do you, like, how do you feel like you're supposed to develop that next step?
All right, I'm going to speak from me today. Back in the day, like I said, I had a same mindset as Daniel. Today, I look around and I take advantage of the opportunity of God got a person that's right, ready-made for you. Somebody you feel more comfortable with than anybody. God got that person already designed in your life. All you have to do, because you don't want to not be nothing, because you don't even want to go on the course of life, you just heard Pastor Wade say she went on, because you know, you go and you will say, can I talk to you? There's someone that you can talk to. And that person that you talk to, and choose that person wisely, because that person now will give you some knowledge and will give you some wisdom as how not to be. I remember when I did my first Live to Dream camp at my church. And I asked all of the young people what were their dreams. Because we felt like if they had a dream, we were gonna promote that dream. We were gonna do all that we can to help them dream. Isn't that right, Doc? And I remember asking all of them, what do you want to be? What do you want to be? And I was amazed at some of the things that my black little brothers and sisters were saying. You know, I thought everybody wanted to be a rapper or athlete, but no, they wanted to be so many different things. And I came to one young man, and he was like, Donnie. And I said, what you want? What is your dream? He said, I don't have a dream. I said, do you know what a dream is? He said, no, ma'am. And he sat there, and he listened to everybody, and I came back again to him. And I told him what a dream was. I said, I said, there's a little picture, or there's something that played out in your mind. It met you when you were young. Y'all saw each other then. And some people say, I want to be a teacher when I get it. I want to be a psychologist. I want to be a... So it was something that you wanted to do when you were young before life hit. And then that usually build out into what we call a dream, because there are goals, there are things attached to it to get you to there. And then I went back and I started back talking to the people again, and I seen his hand up. And I said, yeah. He said, I know what I want to be. He got it. I said, what you want to be? He said, I want to be a person who, he wanted to be the person who, like you see the garbage truck, picking up the garbage. He wanted to be somebody who runs that type of department. That was key That was major. Why? Because he found a dream. He found a picture. He found a purpose. Because a dream only gives you a purpose to live. If you don't have no dream, you really don't have no purpose. So my advice to you, there's somebody that's connected to you. Somebody you can trust. You go and you talk to them. Don't waste Bree's life. Bree, there's a lot in you. I told you who you were. I already see it. You're a leader. You got a voice. And it might be the council. You don't know. But at least go and find out. Amen?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Give me somebody else. Yes, sir.
How does it feel for your son to be one of the best players?
Could you say that out loud?
How does it feel for your son to be one of the best players ever played in the year?
How do it feel? I'm a mother, so I can come with so many emotions, overwhelmed, grateful, thankful to God for that dream being fulfilled. Grateful for these young men right here who became his brother at a critical time in his life when I was off doing the crazy. Grateful for the father that he had who took time out with him and instilled some good stuff in him to become who he is. But grateful mostly for the humanity that I see Dwayne have. Naturally, when he played like everybody else, he takes my breath away. And I tell him. I tell him he's great. I tell him he's amazing, he's marvelous. But his humanity, that's what I love more than anything. Because he's still Dwayne that have grew out, that have became a man of much wisdom and much knowledge. That's what I hold on to as a mother. So I'm grateful for having this young man to become one of the greatest that God would have in the playing of basketball. Is that good? Yes? Yes, ma'am. I can't hear you.
What motivates you to turn everything around in your life?
They don't mind that I be real. It was the Lord. If you Google me, JolindaWade.com, you'll run across one of my testimonial stories. I was out there on run from the law. I didn't know how long I had been out, but I knew I was running from a sentence, a time that I shouldn't be. And while I was out there running, I got deeper and deeper to my nonsense and my foolishness, to the point where I OD'd a few times. I told you I was an addict as well. And then one day, October the 14th, 2001, I probably can even tell you the time. I woke up and I needed some drugs. That's what drugs will do, y'all. It'll put you in bondage. It'll make you now serve it. And I needed it. And I remember running out the house because I'm chasing down somebody, and I felt like that person owed me these $10 right quick. And I told him, I need $10. I need it now because I'm sick and I won't go to church. I went to church when I was in my foolishness. And I remember when I got this nonsense, this drugs, which was heroin, and I remember I went into this house that I stayed in, and I'm going to put this mess up in me, and then I'm going to go to church, but the mess that I got wasn't dope. So now I got beat. Now I'm crying, I'm mad, I'm angry, and I heard a voice speak in my mind. And it said, get dressed and go to church. I'm like, no. So I'm fussing at everybody in the house because I got beat. That boy said, get dressed and go to church. And I started putting on my clothes. I got my Bible and everything. I don't want to go because I'm mad because I just got beat. They took my last $10 and everybody in church now finna know that I'm still shooting dope because I thought I was hiding. And I went in there and I sat in the back. And out of all people, look, it wasn't a big church, it was a small church, it was about 10 or 15 of us in there. So, you know, he gonna say, Jolinda, would you read 2 Timothy 3:5? And I said, who, me? Like it's another Jolinda in the building. I don't know what in there, okay? Because I had an attitude that he asked me to read. But I read it. It says, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. October the 14th, 2001, them words resonated in my spirit like it never did. I can't tell you what that sermon was about, none of that, because it was a voice inside of me and it was telling me, you're going to stop denying my spirit the power to change you. See, God already knew what he was going to do with Dwayne Wade. But I had to make a decision whether I was going to be connected to my son, to that life on this road that God had for me. I had to say yes. I remember running out that church, calling my friend and said, come and get me. She said, what's the matter? I said, I got to go to the funeral. She said, who died? I said, I got to die so Christ can live. And I took my life back then. December of 2001, I turned myself in because the voice told me to. Other than that, trust me, I never went back to jail. So when I heard this voice say, you're going to turn yourself in, I knew it wasn't me talking to me. I knew it wasn't the devil trying to get me in because I was doing a great job out there for him. So it had to be somebody bigger than me. And I went and turned myself in. December 2001. Matter of fact, it was New Year's Eve. And that's when I got my life back. And I did. I had to do the time that was left on my sentence, which was 15 months. He didn't give me no escape time, which could have been 7 or 8 years. I found out I was gone 4 years, 9 months, and 6 days out there. But in that place, I had to sit in this place called segregation for a whole year. I got to know me, and I got to know the God in me. And this is the woman you see before you today, who made a decision. I'm not going back to what? But nothing to go back to. Even though it's hard, even where I'm at today, but I keep on pressing, man. What? I ain't going back there. I'm going to keep on pressing. I'm going to keep on going forward. Because I want the change. I want everything that's in front of me. Did that bless you? Amen. Next. Yes, sir.
How did your son start wanting to get back to the community?
That's something that I believe was embedded in Dwayne's heart, even when he was a little one. Like I said, he grew up with his brothers. And matter of fact, his brother's in Greenwood. He's a pastor. And so they did, service at the church. I wasn't a pastor then. I was still in the street doing what I was doing. My mom used to work in churches, give food away. And so Dwayne saw all of this. Dwayne saw me when I was on heroin, alcoholic, living the life I was living. He saw me. And so a lot of times when you experience certain things or you see some things like that, that seemed like that's what will take your heart and you said, that's what I'm going to serve. And so yeah, he gives back. He loves feeding people. He loves children because he knows what he experienced. He loves reading and he loves all this you see the brothers doing that. That's what he loved to do. It didn't start when he got in there. It started way before. It was engraved in. Is that good? Yes, sir.
What is the hardest thing about being in charge of your own church?
Ooh. The hardest thing is to be real. Being real, open and honest, is not really one of the favorable things when you're over ministry. People would like for you to tickle them and not to, as I said, get in your face, so to speak.
No, Pastor, I got to help with this. That ain't fair what he did. He got a history, and he asked you that for a reason.
Why you asking me?
Yeah, they got a history with that old ministry people. And he one of them leaders. I'm telling them. You're going to have to go a little in on him.
Okay, all right. So you see it, and you probably got a little call. You know what you're doing, where you're supposed to be. But the hardest part is being real, being honest. Not the people, it's you. Because you're the one that he called. You're the one he talking to. You're not experiencing nothing even today that he's not going to use. He used every step, everything that Pastor Wade, Jolinda went through, he uses it for the people, to build them up, to encourage them, to give them hope. That's what you're going to have to do. That's the hardest thing, being real and not being a follower of anybody outside of Christ. Because in the Bible, Jesus said, excuse me, y'all, he said, follow me. Didn't he say that? He didn't say follow Jolinda. He said, follow me. So you trust that person that you believe God had put you up under. And you're supposed to know enough to know this is some foolishness here. And know what to do. So you one of them. What grade you in?
I'm singing.
The singer?
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go. Come on, y'all. You don't know? Or no? You don't know yet.
You know what you want to do, Messiah? Tell them.
Yeah, I'm going to I
But that's a college. That's still a step that you're making. Don't look down upon what you desire, what you see. You can be great, and then to the point where you start doing that, or going to the college and cut hair, you start owning them. That's how you got to think. You start owning Bible colleges, not just here in this city, here, all over the world. Start thinking like that. While you in your pulpit preaching. Next. Anybody else? Got me? You got another one? Don't mind praying. Told you, that's praying. Go ahead, baby.
How did your life change when Dwayne made it to the NBA?
Oh, wow. It changed dramatically, I tell you. Yes. The crazy part, we say that could nobody have wrote this story but somebody harder than us. Because when I got out of prison, meet them and remember, it was March of 2003. The Lord took Dwayne to the league June of 2003. Am I correct? I had just got out of prison. I was still out here on the wild and on the new, trying to figure me out, trying to figure things out. And I got a chance to see him in his element. I seen all these people loving on my son. I'm like, what the? God showed me. And my son had told me, even when I was living in my foolishness, he said, Mom, I'm going to come, I'm going to get you, and I'm going to take care of you. And then he introduced me to this world that I had never, ever imagined. It's something you see in movies. He introduced me to it. And they'll tell you, I didn't become that big, prideful NBA mom. My son bought me a church because he knew where my heart was at. Right down here in the city of Chicago. People wondering, why are you still there? Because there's something bigger than that. I still got the luxury. I still got that opportunity of being able to go and see him. I can travel. I don't have to live in abandoned buildings no more. I got my own home. I got food I can eat. I ain't got to go out there and beg nobody. I got clothes to put on my body, and I'm good there. I'm good there. And yeah, he want me to sit down. Mama, won't you just sit down and let me? No, well, he might not feel like it now. Probably James, he just had some girls. So now I'll be, okay, Mama, you go ahead and do what you do. But yeah, my life changed dramatically for the better. I believe that what God did was took Dwayne to give me a platform to stand on and do what I'm doing now and to speak truth, which brings power. That's what I believe he did for me. Yeah. Anybody else?
That's it.
Thank you.
Wait. No, my girl got something.
What advice would you give to your girls in that place?
Say that again.
What advice would you give to your girls in that place?
What advice would I give to young girls that's in dark places? Oh, wow, you really came to my door. You deep. No, she deep. Because that's exactly where I was. I was in a dark, I call it a dark, dim, dreary place. But in that place, who do you have that is a light in your life? That's what I asked him. Who is somebody in your life is still a light. In my instance, it was my mama. Because my mama was a church woman. My mama went, and they got this song, Mama, pray except for me. I tell you, that woman prayed for me. I told her one time, don't be in there praying for me. And that woman put her hand on her hip. She dead today. She gone home to be with the Lord. She was 98. And she told me that's one thing you can't tell me to do. And I'm so glad she didn't listen to me. So there's a light in your life. There's a light in the darkness. God will never leave you totally in the darkness. There's somebody there. Even in this school, this is a light in there. To find you, to find direction, to find a voice, to find somebody you can talk to. Even talk to my sons after this here and say, is it all right if I talk to Miss Wade? I'll never say, no, I won't talk to her. I said, give me, we'll change numbers. We'll talk. And I'll go in that dark place where you at. I'll be that light that illuminates, and I'll bring you out. Because I know how to fight the darkness now. I won't let the darkness envelop you. Darkness is depression. Yo. Darkness is depression. And depression comes and it takes us in our adolescent ages that we're in. It'll come and it'll. You hear too many kids committing suicide. And somebody say, well, why are they committing suicide? Man, you don't understand what y'all go through. They forgot who they was. They don't understand what we go through. I would be that light if that's where you at. But that's a great question. You see, I'm out right. I told you where I was. In a very dark place. Next.
Thank you.
This beautiful lady came bearing gifts that you can earn, but it was a few people I talked to her about that I think should be rewarded, and I think when I say their name, I think everybody in here is going to agree with me. One is Beth. Clap up. Jolinda brought a book for her book she wrote.
I think this has been one of the most powerful speeches I've ever heard. Will you come to all my school?
Beth, this is a book.
These two deserve this. They came up with this. This was their idea.
We're going to do this with Beth or get
Yeah, give her the,
okay,
she's going to use it right.
I'm a rapper too.
Oh, are you? Well, I can't sing.
I can't either. Trust me.
Are you rap?
It's called Who's Gonna Help Me Raise My Child? And I did it because I heard about all the violence that was going on. And so I went in one day and then somebody took me to the studio. Girl, I got some beats in there. So this book was
No, I guess me, so. All right.
Yeah, that's the message.
Hey.
You're amazing.
Also, I want Rashida to come up here.
Can I say something really quick?
Yes, go ahead.
Do you guys all know this was their idea? I mean, do you guys all understand this school exists because these two guys approached me? Of course, now I'm standing there and this big, huge guy sitting there talking to me and I'm looking at him like, who are you again? And then the best story is, well, Dwayne Wade's my brother. Okay.
She didn't know who it was.
No clue. I didn't know who that was.
Oh yeah, everybody.
I honestly did not know who Dwayne was, so, but now obviously I do. And your sons, I don't know who these two are just amazing.
Thank you.
I didn't know that.
Rashida. Mary, Murph, all the staff, we talked about Rashida because Rashida was the only girl for how many months, Rashida? How many months was that? She had to deal with all the guys' stuff playing. She stuck it out. And not only did she stick it out, she was in the gym right with us. All the guys agree, right? So she came with a gift for Rashida, y'all. you to know, like, I'm speaking, this is all truth. Every adult you see work for this school that I've met are really good people. And I think what she's trying to tell y'all is, if you got a connection with them and there's something wrong or you need some help with something, go to them. It may not just be me and my brother or Mary. If you got a connection with Murph or whoever, and it's something you think we can help you with, that is called resources. That's the reason we're here today. Resources, okay? Use your resources, all right? So, as you can see, she's pulling stuff out the bag, okay? Coach A, you got the questions? We have 4 questions.
I already asked the questions.
Okay. Well, I'm going to think of 4 questions. If you know the answer to these questions, she has 4 shirts?
Oh, guess what? I know the answer.
Yeah. All right. You got your 2 though, Coach A?
The one, the autograph one needs to be a good.
Coach A got 2 questions, and then we'll have 2 more questions. Hey, raise your hand, okay, Coach A? If everybody hand raised, you go by who you think or you've seen around the school has been doing well, behavior-wise, and
Am I asking my question or they asking?
no, you.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
These t-shirts right here, I know I'm not Dwayne, but these t-shirts here are my personal line. This is the one that I wrote when I first got out of prison. I made a decision that I wasn't going to let nothing take me down no more. So I put on here, I've been used by people and things, so don't you think about it. Only God can use me now. So this was one that I wrote when I got out of here. This one here, this is my Show Me My Blackness line. Show Me My Blackness simply means show me my identity. I teach a class on Show Me My Blackness, and this is here is I love me some me. And it's a Love Thyself gathering that we have. And I did this because a lot of people don't love themselves. So I do a love Thyself gathering every year in June. And this one here is Dwayne Wade's Marquette shirt from the college he went through. They did a celebration for him this year. It's actually autographed. I know everyone would probably love to get this one than mine, but so they're going to ask the question and they're going to decide which one you get. But God bless you all anyway, and I thank God for you all allowing me to speak with you all today. Okay?
Thank you.
All right, 1 clap. For those people that don't know me, my name is Coach A. I'm going to ask a couple questions. These questions are in regards to what you heard. I like to make sure that everybody's attentive, so just follow these instructions real quick. Sit back in your seat. Good. Posture. Let's take elbows, put them on your knees. Elbows on your knees. It's okay. I'll wait for you. Elbows on your knees. Good. Sit back. Elbows on your knees. When you put your elbow on your knee, it looks like this. So that means you're going to have to lean forward as if you're in a basketball game. All right, elbow on your knee. Good. This means you're a student in the classroom. Sit back. You're relaxing. Okay, good. We're working on posture. What are we working on? Posture. Okay, let's go toward the knee. Knee. Okay, that means you're attentive. You're in the game. All right, paying attention. Even if you're on the couch, you can do it. All right, sit back. All right, we're relaxing. Okay. Now let's see if you can keep up. Elbow. Sit back. Sit back, then go to the elbow. All right, 1 clap. All right, sit back. I'm going to ask you 3 quick questions. They're very important questions. It's about your comprehension. I think you're extremely smart. I think you're extremely what? Smart. Because I know you're smart, and I know you heard everything that was talked about. These questions should be easy. They should be what? Easy. Okay, great. I want you to tell me what was the most significant part of what was discussed today that had nothing to do with Dwayne Wade, but everything to do with you. Then I want you to elaborate on why it was important to you and why is it going to make a difference in your life tomorrow. What's your name? Ray. Ray? Ray, you're going to stand up, say your name again. What's your name?
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey, then you're going to speak after Ray. You're going to try to follow his lead as much as you can. Anything you don't like, you're going to do it better. Go.
Basically, she said,
I don't know who she is.
Miss Wade, she said basically, like finding yourself is the big key. Finding yourself and making the right decisions.
How do you find yourself if you're right here?
Doing the right things, making the right decisions.
How do you make a right decision if you feel like you already making right decisions, but you still ended up here?
Just